Hello, hello, hello. Here we are with our third match. Season 53 against bobbydj18. First board doesn't have villages. Has some other stuff. I guess I'll open artisan. It's a little bit. This is a little unclear, but I mean, it's got to be good. You still can't do anything here. I mean, you gain the fives are all good, and it's just like no village, so you can't really build. I don't know how much. I mean, no matter what you do, it's gonna end up messy. So you can just like do some butchering. I'm probably tend towards butchering versus displacing. But it's not like it would be crazy to do a little displacing too. And then like how much you go for like distant land stuff, I don't know. That's gonna be more just kind of read the room. It's not. I guess one thing I may get a second artisan at some point just because you get. I mean, the artisans themselves can be butchered or displaced into good stuff, so it's not necessarily unreasonable. I wonder if you take a courier, just courierist, a courier just for the purpose of playing your terminals a little more. I mean, the collision is potentially bad. You may get to play a butcher twice in a shuffle, which is nice. I don't know. Alright, we didn't find the artisan, so that sucks. Obviously, we had an increased chance of that not happening. Bobby finds his turn 3, so that double sucks. But it's it's a messy game, so there's still plenty of time for whatever to happen. Certainly the fact that it's missing makes the courier game probably would have been better. But I didn't know that at the time. I can't buy one now. I don't know if you do spend. I don't know if I do like spend the curse gold and get another artisan. Doesn't seem insane, but I don't think I will. Maybe it's wrong. To not do that. Probably draws their butcher right off, and then we'll probably get to immediately play it again with courier. Fortunately. Let's just go this copper. I don't know. A lot of this stuff doesn't super appeal to me over just saving coppers. My artisan, I guess it's not in this shuffle, is it? Never mind. This is still the big shuffle from the start there. Yeah, this is going badly. I wonder if you spend a coffer to do a reap. I think I might. Yeah, I like that. I don't know about 2, but I do like the the one. That's interesting. Maybe it's worth it even here for me. I like this one quite a lot. I don't know if you get to a point where you're like, gotta get a distant. I mean, the distant lands are gonna be pretty slow. We just keep reaping forever and ever. I can believe that, actually, that you do that for quite a while. I mean, I can believe doing it through the shuffle anyway. Did have collision here for me. The end of the game, if they collide like Courier and Artisan, as long as there's a Butcher in the discard, they still have a nice play. I don't know. Again, this I don't know what point you green. They reap again, which seems completely reasonable. I'll just take a Courier. That was unclear to me. I guess if we start greening and we get lucky draws, we probably come out okay-ish because of the current point situation. I don't imagine it would be super bad anyway. Still reap. We're just gonna reap. I'll do it again. I'm not afraid to reap. Just reap. We'll reap 21 more times. It is a bit unfortunate here. You do live and die a little bit by the. What is mountain? You do live and die a little bit by the. Terminal, where the terminals end up in your shuffle here. Like there's not. You can just hit some critical big shuffle where your butchers are both bottom decked. And then what do you do? Tough. Sure. It's really like 12 for me because I had another dollar. This was really lucky. Why did I not butcher an estate into something here? I remember thinking about it, and then I guess I just didn't do it for no apparent reason. Okay, well, not my wisest. I don't really love the distant lands. They're okay. I don't know how long the game will last. Kind of. Like I'm gonna just. I wish I had a gold or a, so I would go ahead and mill, or not mill, but go to province. Okay, well this is interesting. I guess it's still better to move the estate into something. I wish I had done that before with the other one. I don't know why I didn't do it. Well, there was a kind of a question of using the coffers, but I could have done gold to pay more that off, but kind of counting on. So hopefully, between reap and whatever else, we get through okay. Reap certainly helps a person with a points lead here. I guess I should. Yeah, that's not totally clear to me, actually. Whether I buy where I reap here, or whether I just take the province. I mean, if we mill, probably just province, isn't it? If we get a shot to mill anyway. It was a very nice flip from the courier. The issue here is just like the points differential right now. It's like I'm probably going to draw my butcher with a province or a gold or something, like the odds of this butcher not getting me to province was pretty small. I do think I must have drawn the terminals way nicer than that. So I think maybe they went a little long on the reaps. I don't know. That one was always going to be kind of a mess. It didn't end up even particularly close score-wise, though. At the end there, Bobby, of course, had no incentive to take provinces at all. But, I mean, it wasn't like a board where I wasn't going to fail to empty the provinces. Like, it was too easy to do that there. I guess I was first player, so my artisan missing wasn't maybe more along the lines of just sort of, it was a double miss. I mean, he did get to play his butcher in that shuffle here at turn 3. I do feel like he must have had some bad collisions or bottom decks later on, because for whatever reason I was just so far ahead there. I don't know. Not really sure exactly how it all went down, but I mean, I guess you're gonna open Chapel Page here. The only other thing you could think about opening is like Carpenter. You do need to buy a Carpenter, and then, I mean, that's how you get your tower points here. I guess you could try and skip Page, though. Warrior spam is a little bit scary against the deck because it can hit basically everything. What does Warrior do? 3/4, right? Yeah. So I think the scary thing of don't even think Paddock is good at all. I mean, not for the whole game, but in the opening, if I wanted to do something that wasn't, Page Chapel, I would just take Carpenter for sure. I don't think it's actually particularly close between those two things, but whatever. I'm not sure the Page is all that good, but there's not really any doubt in my mind that the Chapel is good. Assume they'll buy Carpenter. I don't think I mean, that would be the next thing to suicide to not get one there. May get hit with a bit of a treasure hunter whoopsie daisy. Well, if they want a chapel, I guess probably not, because they're not going to play their chapel miss. No, their chapel didn't. They actually had very good reshuffle. We both had good reshuffles for what we did. I guess they didn't even find the carpenter. This will be like Potion by Plaza. I mean, it can either one. I guess it can. I'm gonna draw the silver. We can buy a. Getting page now though, that's a little late. The game may very well be over before they have it. Probably not that, but we want to trash. We don't want to get a thing. I guess we probably just take supplies. I mean, there's a world where you want gold eventually, but there's no real rush on that. I mean, you want to be able to buy a. You want to be able to buy. I mean, all your buys go to Scrying Pool. This is going to be a pretty crazy one when we get down to the end here. That's super good for. well, I'm not gonna draw through here. This was a bad draw. But oh, I didn't even notice the Piazza whatever interaction. We had a really unfortunate draw there as far as the number of actions versus treasures we had down there, but just the way it goes. They don't really have any draw yet besides the paddock. That's good. I guess they have the Warriors. Not sure where that stuff all is in the shuffle, but this seems right to try and they really need to try and do the Warrior or the Carpenters for themselves. Probably. I have 4 of them. It was a pretty unfortunate draw that didn't let me 5 or 6 by the end of the last turn, but well, I mean, I don't know. There's a world where I get it, but it didn't happen. I still like my deck more, but whether that'll remain the case, I don't know. So I gotta figure out I only have the one more pool. Pretty unfortunate. Okay. We can guess this is okay. It's not clear. You may want to lose the supplies at some point. But how many horses do they have? Why do they have so many horses? A little surprised you don't do hero gold there. Because you have the carpenters, right? So, but. We'll just leave that. Okay. So, gonna get a bunch of silvers. That's great. We'll probably, I guess we can move this next page into it. We can province now, or we can take one more. What do we want to do? This was kind of not the right line, but it'll work. Okay. We shouldn't really need the pool draw anymore. They just not have draw. I was kind of surprised they put together even the amount that they did, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if I can do 5. I don't know if I can. Yeah, they can all mill. I should be able to end the game here. Like, I should have way more than enough extra draw. I can probably draw everything with horses, and then for most everything. I don't think we want the I don't think we'll play the whatever at all. All right. Yeah, I don't think you can skip pool there. Another board where I think supplies is kind of not that great. I think it's okay to have one or something, but people spam supplies and they just pay. Like, there was no point in that game where the supplies, like, the full stack of them was like a peddler rather than like stop cards kind of things. So you pay for it. All right, here we have another chapel board. Zook. I haven't played Zook against a human, I don't think yet. Again, we don't have villages. Tends to make this kind of stuff rough. You could probably, I mean, there's like drawage and stuff you can do with Apprentice and Lurker. It's just gonna be pretty awkward. You have to get, I mean, you have to, you know, you always have to find stuff in the right hand. And then the payoff is, you know, the payoff is, oh, you buy one province. And you can do exorcist stuff. I mean, you can get quite a bit of draw here various ways. You just don't have villages. I guess you can get a bunch of ghosts. That's still, again, that's pretty hard, and you give them actions when you do it, because the way the Exorcist Knight, you can't play the Lurker in time to get back whatever you put in the trash. You probably should have some threat on some of this stuff rather than just no threat. What that looks like exactly, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess you can just go right into it and just do like Chapel Lurker. That deck, it's maybe a little confusing how it would make its money. Actually, it's a little confusing how any deck here would make its money. Frankly. Unless you're just doing like Jack money, which you could be doing. And if you draw a bunch of cards and you have plus buy from Sook, but it's like negative, I mean, I guess you could draw a bunch of cards and just have Sook be ruined market and have a bunch of golds. I mean, that's all possible. Hopefully we don't see the chapel. Okay. You can still have bottom decked it, but to live with some of them. At least it wasn't Obviously, great reshuffle for me. I'd probably go ahead and trash these since there's no. If there had been a silver amongst these, then it would have been probably play the giant. This was unfortunate, but what can you do? I'll probably just buy gold. I don't need to trash these last coppers. I mean, I guess the other option is to buy. I mean, we can go down to silver. And then they'll next turn on enclave. We go to 3 and then we get to 4. Yeah, that's okay. We'll try that. That's reasonable. I mean, I guess you could province too, but I think you want at least 1 gold. I don't think you have to do that twice. So maybe you keep doing it. I'm trying to think if there's a way to break. I mean, we're basically gonna probably offer tie to Bobby at the end of this. I guess you can empty all the duchies, and I mean, you can see if they miss duchy, I guess. I mean, or miss enclave. Like, what is the angle, right? If we go through the duchies, we just end up with this point, with a tie point, and a bunch of golds. Then it's basically guaranteed to be a tie, right? If we have 30 silvers and golds, like the hands, like mathematically, it would just be very, very difficult to miss. If you start on the provinces, decks are very similar. I mean, someone could miss, of course. I guess I'd just go on the province. It'll be a while before anyone misses. Maybe the whole game. And like this line I'm offering Bobby tie, I'm okay with that. It's not like... I mean, at the end we can go back and do the Duchy Enclave dance later. I mean, that can happen too. I don't know which line gives me the best chances of winning. Probably for me in this position, I really want to just take whatever line gives me the smallest chance of losing. Like, I'm probably pretty okay with a tie. And maybe that meant do the enclave stuff. Until they break. But you never know. I'll offer it. I mean, I'm not gonna... I think tie is okay. It's kind of a hard board not to tie on. If we do the enclave stuff, we still tie. Like, almost certainly. Unless Bobby decides to push for a win. Or push for... I guess gamble for a win that is almost certainly losing. So that's not super likely. I mean, tie's a little worse for me since I was first player, but... still not a big deal. Alright, we have alms here, which maybe makes Voyage a little more interesting. Certainly there's not a lot of other stuff that's really great on a Voyage turn. Other than just like, I don't even know. There's really not anything that's super exciting. Certainly there's just like village draw, buy money stuff. Not necessarily treasure, but you know, still just dollars. And not a lot of anything else too exciting. Young Witch is probably not worth it, though if you have a band of misfits, you may play one at some point. And I guess you can alms. Maybe you'd go double sailor since you can just alms for the. You can always chain the durations here, which is pretty nice. Um, 5-2 would have been good. I think an upgrade probably quite nice here. I don't find my sailor. Either sailor is ideal. Assuming Bobby didn't either, otherwise I think you'd click one of them. I think you'd click all of them if you drew any of them. I'm gonna assume Bobby didn't. See what they take. Probably I'm gonna almost for an old man, I think. Not. I don't think it's for me. I don't think the Young Witch is for me. I have to think though. I mean, I don't want to dismiss it out of hand, but we could just take chariot races right now, though. That's not. This point isn't necessarily the best time in the world for them. I don't think. Some nice ways of getting to. If only it had been a chariot race, what was I thinking? I'm a fool. There's some nice ways of getting to Grand Market here. Not that we are, but. If only we had buy. And get. What do we take now? Market or an upgrade? They're both pretty okay. Sailor Voyage synergy is actually pretty good, and as can tell by reading the names of the cards and looking at the pictures. So thematic. Just what the gamers love. Play it twice. Wait, okay. Should we dunk the should we dunk the What should we dunk? Should we dunk the copper and save the estate for the moment? I guess we could have got a marquee there. Just buy another upgrade. I'm not gonna lie. Voyage has been like my favorite card of the past few weeks, which I didn't always feel it. You know, I didn't always feel it, but now I feel it. Just get all the voyages. Just be the guy. Just kill the old map. Say, I'm not going to control. No one can have control. We're just going to go to these stupid sunken treasures. And I guess it's that or make them get the last voyage. I don't know. Voyage turns are pretty good. I probably still can get a sunken treasure. So, not that big a rush. This, of course, didn't really work out, but they must have the young witch probably, and I don't know, maybe not. I can get another sailor. So that I can buy Grand Market. I don't really have enough to do anything else all that exciting, but I suppose at some point we should figure out how to do the marquee stuff. We don't have to. We do not have to. I really have terminals, so it's not like that matters. I didn't get to trash here, but that's okay. I mean, it's not what I prefer, but so long, young witch. We hardly knew ye. Are they gonna get a marquee or are they gonna get a Grand Market? A marquee, okay. Don't trash. Don't trash. Trash. A little sad on that front, but you know, it is what it is, as they say. And they want to be obvious. What should we get? I mean, I think I'd buy a Grand Market. Should we get a fishing village? Do we care? Maybe if we were sailoring it, but since we're not, who cares? I maybe kill one of the, I guess the other question is, or the other potential gain here is the sunken treasure. Maybe we do the sunken treasure. Hey, look at that, we drew it. Okay, so we can do a sailor. Oh, we can't alms if we do sunken treasures. Okay, well, anyway, it's all right. Don't trash. Probably we kill some of these guys. This way. Here we get to alms. Do we alms for another sailor? So we can buy a Grand Market? Okay, I'll do it. We still can't hit the last couple coppers to save our lives, but 4 voyages may be excessive. Look at how cool my deck is. We do probably need a marquee. Maybe one of those should have been a marquee. Even if we stop doing the voyage stuff, like even if we say, all right, I'm done with the voyage stuff at some point, and we go backwards, we're still just a different, playing with from a different position for sure. These coppers, well, now it doesn't matter so much, they're gone, but all right, let's get we could do sailor again. It's not insane. Let's get a fishing village. Oh, we did play the thing, so we can do the stuff. That's pretty cool. Deck is pretty neat. We're gonna play a sailor, get a market. Like now we're just like, oh, we're gonna kill these sailors. And we can either play 2 of them. We can try to find the sunken treasures while cursing. Didn't find the sunken treasures. Okay. We have this. Still can't find the whatchamacallit to save our lives, but this was maybe not, we didn't get this into the shuffle, but oh well. We could get a second one. Is this true? This will be a good turn for Bobby. Just the way it goes. All right. I'm gonna take a grand market here. Alms for a fishing village. Don't have a marquee yet. Probably getting close to the point where we just like upgrade sunken treasures. We're not already there. I'd be totally down to have one of those, whatever they're called, distant shores. I would be up for that. This feels like too many fishing villages. I don't know. Maybe not. I guess it's just 2-2. That's not too bad. I mean, if you play 3 coppers and you end up, well, I guess you couldn't use it anyway. Don't trash, don't trash. See they. All right, that's nice. That's very nice. Will be a young witch. Tossing those for now. Okay. Looking good. Okay. Guess this is where we call it quits on this line. Let's get another band. Band is pretty nice for a few different things here. I mean, I guess we could draw. Well, we really want to play these things, so we won't really draw any cards. We can get an extra buy though for just the fun of it. Yeah, we didn't find the village in time, I suppose. We have 1 sailor. Mine with marquee on the voyage turns isn't super good. Did he get the curse or did he block it? Did get the curse. We aren't quite to a pile out, are we? I didn't even check for that. 7. We're not there. I mean, we could play for 1. Wouldn't be that hard to do. I mean, it would be close to guaranteed. We get 3 turns. We're going to have to get a grand market and 2 fishing villages. Is all. It may be easier to get the grand markets than the fishing villages, to be honest. So we can just I guess we can always just alms for the fishing villages. We don't even really want fishing villages in play, do we? Maybe one turn it's fine if they're in play. Oh, that lets us get another one, so yeah, that definitely seems like the play. Oh, we're just doing it right now. Okay. Well, that wasn't very hard. Cool board. I'm like all aboard the Voyage train now. Okay, desert guides. What is our thing? Sycophant. Okay. Another alms board. Decent force. Good openers. Captain. Guess captain on pawn is the thing that captain plays, which is okay. On game change, but okay. Payload, not non-existent, more or less. Just some draw stuff. So that's a thing. Guess we're gonna alms for salvager. So the question is, do we do the desert guides or do the reshuffle? Guess we'd probably wait. Not obvious to me, but what else do we do here? I guess just more spice merchants. This is actually really nice that I drew this hand here because I'm gonna guide it and maybe play like, or at least there's some chance of, like, if there was a spice merchant here, I guess maybe it's not good per se, but it's fine and it's probably good, I think. The other one would be fine too. You can always spice merchant pawn whatever. We have to, I mean, at the end of the day, you still just are. The only real payload here is, I guess you can do Sycophant Hunting Lodge, but that's got to be, man, there's just no way that that's like, maybe it's good enough here just because everything else is kind of bad. But I guess I can believe it. I can believe it works or is the best thing. I mean, otherwise, what are you doing? Like quest, council room, hunting lodge? I don't know. Like, how do you get payload besides just golds? And I think the move here is just a cycle. I don't know how we buy. We can worry about that when we get there, but I'm not sure exactly how we buy a hunting lodge at the start. Because like Sycophant, you can do it, but only if you have a silver. Or I guess you can Sycophant and then pawn gold or pawn hard coin, and if you draw a copper, you get there. But otherwise, or I guess 2 pawns for act. Yeah. Okay, so there are some other ways to get there. Never mind. Can't, like 2 Sycophants doesn't do it, but there are a couple ways. Let me think. Like, it still may be the time to get the Sycophant. And 2 pawns also hits there because you just have to play the pawns for money and then discard 2 cards. That gets you there. You'd certainly rather have the pawns than the silvers. How many coppers do I have left? There's just 1 copper in this junk. It's a little questionable. Like, if we desert guides, we may end up with, well, of course. Oh, you can repeat as desired. Incredible. This is a bad draw, though. I mean, it may end up fine, but it is at least on first inspection a really bad draw. Or at first glance. It may turn out okay, but it sucks to not have any coppers with this Spice Merchant. This is Spice Merchant, Pawn, Copper, Sycophant, which is just, that's actually, that is not good. Especially if the copper's bottom deck. I don't know. We may end up burning both of the favors here and still end up with a terrible hand. If we find the copper with a Spice Merchant, this is not so bad. Because this does get us the... we still get to do a trash. It gets us to... 5. And it's... you know, we get the... anyway, we save the other favor. Okay. We should be a little bit ahead here. We're gonna shoot for... I don't know if we got 6, if we'd buy Captain or if we'd buy Lodge. Not sure. Mostly here we're gonna try to... yeah, and unfortunately I couldn't like sequence this such that I got to buy off the pawn, even though I ended with an extra action. Just doesn't work for the nice way of doing it. So there's also a world where we captain a bunch, or where we have captains but the pawns are gone. So you don't want to go like too terrible. I mean, I guess you can always guide as a last resort. That's fine. We'll keep this hand. Hopefully, hopefully we don't find the Spice Merchant. That would be the only kind of bad thing, and everything else is super good. I think we just go card coin here. We could take buy. What were we going to end up with? Last card's a copper, so we're going to end up with... no, wait, the last card is the pawn. We don't even need to draw. We could just take buy coin. Do this. Not that that's necessarily... this doesn't really matter. So we're gonna take a captain, I think. Okay. So we'll probably rotate here. Rotate the hand. Desert guide, rather. I'm still not super clear on if the Honey Lodge Sycophant stuff like ends up being worth it. That's not clear to me at all. Anyway, the buys here we're looking for are like Hunting Lodge Sycophant probably. Or Hunting Lodge Pawn. Sycophant, I don't know. Definitely gonna be like clean. Okay. So it's like copper and ice merchant. I don't know. Here we have okay, we're gonna let's say we trash this and we get a 7. We go to 10. We could go to just Hunting Lodge Captain, I guess. We do this to 7, 8, 11. Or we can have 10 with 3 buys. Which would be let's do the thing. So it should be I don't actually know what the last card is. It may be a pawn again. Okay. One more. We have Owl and Gamble. I'm really not super good with Gamble sometimes. Ball. I mean, I'm gonna assume here at the end of the day you just do something Seerish, Heraldish, and don't be too I mean, I don't know. You'll play with everything, or play with almost everything, but that's the core. I guess you really do actually touch almost everything here. Owl on the first turn would be okay. I mean, I guess you can choose. And I'm not going to play it the next turn. Get Gamble it. Gamble, and if we hit, we hit. And if we don't, we take a The only bad one would be the OE. Otherwise, you can buy a town crier, I guess, and have flipped the priest in. And if you hit the trash, surely Crystal Ball is just like worse than Junk Dealer. I actually have a really hard time believing that it's not. Maybe if you're gonna do this, okay, yeah, okay, all right, never mind. Well, I'm still not sure, but I can see it. I'm not positive that it's the play, but it makes that at least makes sense. I assume they're gonna gamble at least once. You could be worried, I guess, that you're not gonna hit the if you really wanted to buy Priest, for instance, that could be a little bit bad. Priest Crystal Ball has a little kind of little synergy potential thingy here. I guess we probably don't trash the OE. They play their Crystal Ball twice. Maybe we could. Not that crazy, actually, to just trash it. Otherwise, you don't get much. You can gamble once. If you hit the other things, then your shuffle disappears anyway, so it's once you have buys, you can do like ducket stuff with Priest and Gamble. You kind of already have to have a ducket. I'm going to trigger here. It's a little bit questionable. So I do hit this, so I do get to go Yahoo Wee Yippee A. What do I want to buy on 4? Maybe just a ducket. Herald seems quite early. But if that's, I mean, I would have thought for sure you can just buy a Priest at that stage. I don't know. They're pretty trashed. They're doing good trashing. I mean, they found the ball over and over via, I mean, not by luck, just via gambling, and I mean some luck, of course, but by gambling and owling and such. Where's my blasted Priest? So if this misses, we can wait. What do we got? I mean, we can guarantee finding the Priest, right? So we probably need to do it. Not totally clear. Gold's nice. I think they buy a seer probably. I probably over gambled this one. I mean, I did need a trash, but like here, I think I just take the coins and take a seer. Well, there are blacksmiths about. So, like, what do you care about blacksmith? We've got owls. This is a shame we didn't find the a bit of a shame we didn't find the thing here. We care about Necro. I don't know. I don't really care if they buy an elder, do we? Like, not very good. I mean, it's fine, but not for good or anything. We're not going very quickly here, frankly. I probably need a skulk. I guess their last card is their skulk. I don't know why they didn't gamble. If they're just going to buy an elder. Oh no, they'd already played the skulk. Well, I don't know what their last card is, but it still seems kind of weird not to gamble. But I don't know what it was, so maybe in fact it made lots of good sense. Here I can trash the necro, which I don't super love to do, but don't horribly mind to do. And then I'm gonna buy a ducat. What is this gonna give me? How much money is this gonna give me? Yeah, this is a good amount of money. So should I buy the herald first or the skulk first? I guess not skulk, just the. Hopefully we find the seer. Hooray! I'm gonna use. Keep doing these. This stuff. Keep doing this stuff. This owl off rip means they don't. I don't know what they. I mean, obviously they just don't have another action in hand, but I would probably cantrip it or take coin before I just went. Oh, I'm gonna owl. But what do I know? I don't know what's in hand here. It's a little confusing. It's a little bit confusing. Okay. I mean, Elder can just stay out. I don't really care. I guess the little guys are a little better for me since I have the seer. I don't know. I'm not sure there's any real incentive one way or the other. If I'd played the Herald first, if only. Okay. Okay. So these are fun because we just get to do. Maybe we don't do it with one of them, so that we can get another seer. We don't need 30 ducats after all. Well, I'm pretty okay with some. There goes that town crier again. Nobody's trashed their hovel yet. I'm gonna do it. By golly. I'm assuming they buy a seer here. Maybe I'll have a seer top deck. That would be so cool. It would be like the coolest. I can't actually at one I guess other seers. I was gonna say at one point I talked about using seer to get herald hits, but it doesn't really work because seer just pulls all the actions off the top. The only thing it leaves are like expensive stuff, which I don't have. At this point, the only way I can get hit is if my seer shows seer and like hovel or cobber. Those are the only hits that I can actually get. So I don't know. We'll see if the Herald ever means anything. I kind of am wishing I still had that Necropolis, though I don't know if it was better than the stuff I ended up doing. I don't really know that the blacksmiths are that super good. But in any case. Okay. So we can't use this, but that's all right. Is there any nice gamble stuff ever? And by ever, I guess I specifically mean here. Is there any nice gamble stuff right now? You could buy a skulk. Okay. You could buy a skulk. Then either hit the gold or the thing. You can also just buy a skulk, just, to have a skulk. Plus the gold. Where are we at? 7? And also take another duck hit and get a sear. This is pretty piddly payload, right? This is like really wimpy payload. The deck is really not large enough to make super good use out of Tragic Hero. I maybe should have rotated the blacksmiths, but whatever, I don't care. Let's go ahead and play all. Do a skulk. So if we don't hit the gold, we just lose the... If we hit the gold, we can buy a 4. Right. They do pair Elder Blacksmith off rip, so pretty nice for Bobby. They've yet to play the Skulk for the X, right? That just hasn't happened. It will certainly happen right now. I'm going to say. It's a silver. It's exciting. This is cute, right? The gold's on top or the copper. You can either... well, there you go. You draw the gold, play Skulk, attack me, play your crystal ball, then you do the thing. This isn't too bad. This isn't actually terribly meaningful. It's not meaningful at all, really, as far as like, I mean, the specific orders may end up being favorable or unfavorable to me, but it's not an attack on average because it's not putting anything on top of my deck, and it was just a deck I shuffled. And I already have my hand, blah, 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 blah. You all know. You all understand why it wasn't particularly an attack. They're bringing to bear a lot more money than me here. If they like double sear, they may end up pulling out ahead. Just because my ducats are, not what you'd call a real payload powerhouse. Well, this stuff will only work once I have enough sears to like. So I would certainly double sear as Bobby, just to try and keep this trainer rolling. You could do Tragic Hero too, I think, but I would get 2 draw cards here. You can get your payload during your turn for the most part. I guess one of these is the hovel still. I wouldn't do something to trash. I guess you could gamble a priest. Maybe. If I draw off here, I'm still okay. If I don't, then it's gonna maybe. But if I do draw off and I can like Herald Seer or something, lines should still getting chance. Definitely. And if I draw a deck, I have what? I have like 4 ducats, and a gold, 7, 8, plus maybe money from Town Crier one way or the other. Not this Town Crier, but the other one. Oh, and the priest treasures the copper, then that gets. Yeah, it's not likely. Well, it's not unlikely. Looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards, and like 2 of them are definite hit. One of them probably. It may come down to a choice between playing Skulk and Town Crier for cash. That's possible. Priest or something. Okay, I don't really have the terminal space to do all of the things I've talked about. That's certainly not in the cards, but some subset. Bobby is still here, right? Or do I need to refresh? I looked at Discord a second ago and. Okay. What's more unobtrusive, a chat message or refresh? I think the refresh is better, right? I mean, you don't chat at them. I certainly don't have any like grounds to chat at anybody for like a long time. I'm gonna probably need to hold off. I don't actually ever do it anyway, but you know, considering it, probably don't really have any justification for doing that for quite some time. I think you just double sear. That's the safest thing, and I feel like you're far. I feel like Bobby's ahead, and so you want to just keep the momentum rolling, because you can still add payload during your turn. I don't really like this idea that I don't know if they're gonna take another blacksmith, but this idea that like the blacksmiths are like the best draw here, I don't believe. Like Blacksmith Elder stuff, I don't really believe that's the best thing here. It may work out. I mean, they may be in a position where it just works out anyway, but I don't super believe in it. The Heralds I feel a little better about, but still, I mean, you look at this, you're still playing with treasures for payload just because of the nature of the board. I draw a ducat, which isn't the most joyous thing. So what do we do here? Do we go for the glory, or do we go for the... We did draw a lot of our money already, so that's pretty nice. Well, it's not an owl in any case. But the question is whether we do 2 cards or... So what do we got? It's like ducat. Let's go for the more guaranteed thing. This will just draw everything. So we can get 9, which is probably what we ought to do. If I had to guess here. I mean, we could have 10 actually, but I think we lose the copper. Well, we're desperately hurting for that necro actually at this point. We could also go 8 and just go double herald. That's not crazy either. So it's not amazingly good. The priestess is also potentially a scary herald hit, but alright, I'm gonna do something that is probably not correct. Double herald here. I could overpay, but I feel like I need to claw in a little bit of economy back. Okay. This is what we actually want to see is like 2 heralds and like gold. This is like 50% treasure at this stage. Not ideal. One assumes they have a cantrip that can find the elder. There may be some motivation here to that is actually pretty friendly. That's nice. What if that's all their draw? They have another card, and because like they may have the whatever it is. I guess they have the priest now anyway, so they can regardless. They kicked off. What are the odds the blacksmith needs to be played for cards? Kind of low, right? Like if I get the hits on the herald, it's probably fine anyway. And if I don't get the hits on the herald, I like super can't play it for cards. Probably can play blacksmith and town crier cantrip before playing the herald. Not that we have, again, a very great chance of hitting. It's like 6 treasures, right? It's 4 ducats, gold, and copper still in here. That's a yike. We're not close to a 3 pile. I mean, maybe we can get there eventually, but a little surprised they don't take a ducat on one of those coppers, but I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna buy. You may just go like Herald Skulk or something. You're getting a little bit. I mean, not really. They just got 1 Herald hit and then they had the Elder thing. I was gonna say they were getting kind of lucky, but I don't think that's really true. Their Seer did draw 3 cards and their deck isn't necessarily set up to that. I mean, I don't know. That even isn't that. I wouldn't say that. That strange. or strange at all. It's a miracle. Hooray. Okay. What are we looking at now? We just play pre-skulk and don't worry about playing the town crier for whatever here. Not that playing skulk is that exciting. I mean, it could be. I say that. I'd say it could be exciting. If that's the case, then we just go. On the other hand, we do have heralds down here. It's herald, ducat. Herald. There's 2 heralds and a ducat. I guess we can just see if we pull out the ducat and leave the heralds. Or leave a herald. And if we don't, we just draw. Hunting. Well, if they have elder or whatever, then it won't matter, but. Okay, let's think. Do we want to finish the ducat run, or do we want to save that copper for the priest? What have we got here? This is kind of okay. I don't know what I'd go with. Skulk. My terminal space, of course, is still a problem. You can pay $2 for 1 coffer. I don't think that's the play, but you can. Okay, this is a nice hand. Man, that's you all know what that is. That is load of something. That is not cool. Oh well. That's a bummer. I wonder if the skulk was kind of bad for me. Yeah, you just do like more heralds and then just take silvers. Probably better than gold, probably. Well, that's okay. Watch this. I can just get. Oh, I have to get one of these things. Well, which one should I get? I guess a silver. Yeah, it's okay. That is in some sense an upgrade. Bobby promising that I'm super down with actually. Getting very nice hits here. I can even do. Well, we can at least do one for sure. I don't need to rotate. And then question is, do we want to do that or double the skulks. Well, how much money is that? There's a ducat and then 2 silver, so that's 5 more bucks on top of this 7, 12. That's 12 bucks plus the coffers. I mean, some of it is coffers, but anyways. We can get to 14, which could be like Seer Herald for province. I guess 13 is not too terrible either. We can go province Seer. There's also something to be said for saving coffers. Envious is pretty brutal, actually. They have quite a bit of gold and silver. So we could even take a break here, maybe. But I guess I'll go province here. We didn't really net coffers, but famine is fine. They're just not going to make much money this turn. I got really lucky on my Herald hits last time. They all hit, and no reason they should have. There's absolutely no reason. I probably could have just double seared and or gone Seer Herald and just accumulated whatever, however many coffers I had accumulated there and waited. Just because of the, once I knew about the envious hit, obviously, because the I'm a little surprised you don't just take $2 that time, but what do I know? Obviously, having the copper is pretty good, or having the silver in deck is probably good, but it's almost a thing you wait until you have a turn where you know you're drawing it. They could have $10. I guess $10 isn't much better than 9. So it probably makes sense. There's Elder. I mean, I feel pretty good if I can province and accumulate and just load tokens here, because it will get to a point where I just don't really have should have good threat for double or triple or whatever. Better than them. This isn't low enough to like pile. Not anywhere near that. I mean, I have a lot of buys. I have 8 buys. I guess it is near it, sort of, but the money wouldn't be. This here for, okay, this is nice. Okay. I mean, if this misses, it's really not the worst thing in the world at all. There's obviously still accumulating. I mean, we can even think a little bit here about just keeping the town cry. We know this hand is quite good. So we would have 9. We would probably just buy province and hold all coffer. We could have 11, which would we'd probably spend 1 coffer to get a herald, which isn't terrible. The main reason not to draw on, I guess, here is just because there's like 2 seers and several heralds in this bottom deck, and not the priest, which is pretty good. What did their sculpt do actually? All it did was they discard a priest. Maybe we sit. Got 2 seers, 3 heralds, ducat. No, not a gold. Maybe a silver bulk. The province. I think we hold. This is like almost all the payload right here. And I think it's technically possible for us to hit 24. So it probably takes quite a bit of herald hitting. I think both the town crier's money would get us there. We had, this may have been basically all the treasure. I still don't really know what the deck has left. I might play this first herald. There is priest. Oh. No. Priest is in there. I'm probably going to play the herald. This herald blind. Just because there's like a bunch of actions in here. I don't even know that Bobby is going to double necessarily, but triple will be good in any case because they're not going to have the way to gain that many duchies or hold them. What happens? Okay, that doesn't really change it too much. It gives me a priest target even, so technically it probably ups my money a little bit. The expensive draw, which can cost me money as well, so who knows, but like they can't triple province. That's gonna lose. They could double and duchy, but even that is pretty scary. I mean, if I triple, obviously they just lose bad. If I don't draw and I double in duchy, I mean, I don't have to take any, I guess. If I'm not winning, I don't have to take any problem. I don't think they're likely to get this kind of hand again. Though it probably cost me. I mean, we'll just have to count him, but okay. This is nice so far. Okay. Okay. Gonna keep saying what do we got now? We didn't need to play this. Well, this will certainly draw everything. Let's make sure. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 6, 9, 14, 16, 18. Okay, this is way more than enough. So let's just play them. All right. Very, very happy with that result. Got quite lucky on that one turn where the triple heralds hit. I do think there were maybe, I mean, I don't know. I had some deck composition issues as well. I think everything Bobby did there, love everything I did there in that game either. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you all next time.